Orbit. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to talk about rear end awareness and why it's important for service dogs, and also how you can use it for fun tricks. So Pharaby is an expert trick dog, so she has her expert trick dog title, and she's also my service dog. We actually use this to get one of her titles for her trick dog stuff, and then we've also used it, of course, we use it all the time for our service work whenever we're out because we need to get out of the way sometimes. So stick around so you can learn how we use this, what to do, how I taught it, and all of that great stuff. So to teach this, we had a few props to help. So for her rear end awareness, I really found it helpful to have pods. So these are just fitness pods, and you can order them on Amazon. I'll link them below for you guys. To teach pivot, we used a rubber bucket. I'll see if I can find one on Amazon and link it for you guys. Anywhere that has like feed buckets or anything will have those. And then the treats that we're using today that Pharaby's going crazy over, these are the Buddy Dog doggy jerky bites, and these are the turkey flavor. So we're going to show you some examples of backing up in different ways and how you might use this in real life. Okay. So we use it in this way if we're in a grocery store and we need to back up just to, you know, turn the cart somewhere, or if we need to back up to get out of the way. Good girl. Back up more. Good job. Okay, back up. It also makes a really, really cool trick. So our favorite way to use backup is orbit. Pharaby, orbit. Very good. Orbit. Good job. Orbit. Orbit. So that's our favorite backup method. This is probably not really anything we're gonna use in real life, like out in public. I'm gonna show you how I actually taught it. So what I did was I actually raised the treat above her head. She already knows. I raised the treat above her head, but what I did was I put my arm underneath her so that she could not sit down, because whenever you put a treat above your dog's head, the natural thing for them to do usually is gonna be sit down. So this is how we did it. Raised it above her head, and I said back up, and then obviously she knows it now, but whenever your dog is trying to get back far enough to sit, because that's what they're gonna naturally do, is try to back up to, like, you know, get away from your arm so they can sit, just tell them back up and like reinforce it and give them a treat. So what I did for Orbit was I actually sat in the floor, and depending on how big your dog is, you know, you might not have to sit in the floor, but I did this and I did back up, and I like kind of guided her. She already knew back up. So your dog needs to know back up before you start Orbit, because that's a whole skill in itself. It takes a while for them to get confident in backing up. Just have them back up and guide them around you. And the whole thing is you're gonna guide them in a circle around you. Obviously you can't reach completely around your whole entire body. So if you can start at one side and guide them around, and then, you know, reward for that, and then you can add it to it. I know, you know what we're doing, don't you? Here. So orbit, 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 orbit. Okay, good girl. Well, she already knows it, so it's kind of not a great example, but you can get the general idea. And I've also seen people teach this where they put their dog, like they stand kind of out from a corner, and then they have the dog back up around them. That didn't work for us, because when Pharaby hit the wall, she was like, no, you know, I don't get it. Like, she didn't understand when she was hitting the wall, but she understood when I was actually helping her. So you can try it either way. I'm sure there's other methods, but these are the methods that work for us. For her being a service dog, I think it's super helpful for her to know how to back up in case we need to back out of the way for some reason. Like if we've missed a grocery aisle and we have a cart, it's a lot easier for me to have her just back up with me rather than us having to, you know, fidget around and have her turning this way and me going that way and trying to coordinate in that way. So that's the first reason that I taught her that. The other thing with her doing what we call pivot, so I use that to get her into a block from beside me. Typically her block is a watch my 6 block where she stands between my legs. I'm gonna show you guys her standard block just so you have a clear idea of what a block is versus what her pivot block is, because they're kind of the same but totally different. 6. So this is Pharaby's just standard block that we use all the time. Pharaby, 6. We use it a lot whenever I'm needing to get something out of the freezer, like at the grocery store or the refrigerated section, because I realized she's putting her head over there and that's not good. So we use this a lot. So she can look behind me and make sure no one's coming up on me. We use this a lot in the grocery store. And then the next thing I'll show you guys is her pivot block. If you guys are enjoying this, give us a thumbs up. Also leave a comment and let me know if your dog knows how to back up and if they have rear end awareness. Okay. So if we did pivot, it would look like this. Here, pivot, sit. And so you see that now she's behind me and sitting. Right here, pivot, sit. Yeah. So this would be her pivot block. And we don't use this as much. Obviously, she is not as behind me as she was in the other one. Pivot. Sit. Good job. Now we're gonna move on to the bucket. So we call this a pivot bucket. It's actually a feed bucket. But we used it for her to learn pivot, and then also we're using it for rear end awareness as well. So get another cookie out. She loves these. Yeah, okay, pivot. Pivot. Good girl. Once again, this is a rear end awareness move, and the purpose for this is to have your dog just move their rear end only and not move their front feet. So if you need them just to move their rear end only, they know that's the only thing we're moving. And the way that you teach this, I've seen it taught a few different ways. The way that we taught it was, once again, the same thing. I'm very hands-on with her as far as moving her and showing her what I want her to do. So I've seen people hold the cookie in front of them and walk around the bucket and have the dog face them the whole time and just move their rear end that way. So it worked better for me just to guide her down here and say pivot, pivot, pivot. Okay. And very similar, same thing as far as, me just kind of guiding her and showing her what I want her to do. Depending on the size of your dog, you might be easier, or you might have an easier time actually standing up and doing this with them. Obviously, if you have a really little dog, then it'll be easier for you to get in the floor. So now I'm gonna show you how we use the pods. So you wanna space your pods about the width of their natural step. So you can do a little bit closer if you want to, but don't go too much further away. So for pods, this is great for, I know you're looking for them. This is great for all of their feet awareness, but it's really great for rear end awareness, which is something that, it just helps them to be coordinated. If you're introducing something like this to your dog, make sure you put it in the floor and let them become naturally curious with it so that they can check it out and explore it for themselves. Because actually, whenever we got these, Pharaby was nervous of them. She got them for Christmas last year, so 2019. So she was, 7 months old, however old. She was, a baby, but she was not comfortable with them. So I had to leave them on the floor for probably a week before she was okay with doing anything with them. So the way I did this whenever we were first starting out with them is I would have her touch them. So, yay! Touch. Yeah, good job. So have them touch it at first, and then after they do that a few times with both of their front feet, then try to get them to actually step up and put pressure on it. These are air filled, so they're, if you guys can tell, they're squishy kind of. For your dog to step on something that's jiggly like that, and it's also textured, so they're gonna be a little bit weird probably. I know you stepping up, good job. All right, step up. Good job. This is gonna be a slower process if you're just starting out. Obviously, we've worked on this for quite some time. Yep, step up, step up. Okay, back feet on. You can see she's looking for it. Good, yes. This has taken a lot of practice. So this was not natural for her. For your dog to look for something with their back feet It is a lot harder than just saying like, here, like we just did. When she was first learning, what I did was I actually picked her up and I put her on them. So get her front feet on, and I would actually place her back feet on, and I would say back feet on. Yay, good job! And reward her that way, even though I was doing it. And then eventually she caught on to what I was asking. Now, this is one of the newest things we are working on, and this is more rear end awareness, but it's on the bucket. So, Pharaby, back feet on, all the way, back feet on. Yay! That really serves no purpose except for I want her to do it. It's just something I want her to do. If you have a service dog and you're trying to like teach them things, I think back up is a great thing that they need to know, or that is very helpful. I don't know that they really need to know it, but for me, I've found it useful. Probably almost every time we go shopping, I found it useful. I've also found pivot to be helpful a few times, not as often as I have found back up to be helpful though. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Leave a comment. Let me know if your dog knows about rear end awareness. Also, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you soon. Bye guys.